Apple has finally announced and released their newest second generation AirPods Pro, and I have been a big fan of the AirPods Pro. I've had mine since 2019. The day it came out, I had them, and I've been using it the last 3 years, and honestly, they've been really, really good. I can't go without them at all now. The only problem I have with mine are that I put it through the washing machine, and ever since I did that, they don't work perfectly fine. Like, they still work, the sound quality is good, but when I use noise cancellation mode, the mic is kind of wonky, there's feedback, and then the microphones seem to have gotten messed up when I put it through the wash, because whenever I talk using the AirPods Pro, people do complain that my voice is not good. So I am very, very excited to have the new ones, and I've been waiting for a new pair. So the box is honestly exactly like the AirPods, the first generation. These are the first gen AirPods Pro. I just happen to have that box. And you guys can see what it says. The first gen ones are the AirPods Pro with MagSafe charging case, and then these ones say AirPods Pro second generation. And also another thing you might notice is that these come covered in plastic, whereas this one there is no more plastic anymore. There is just the no plastic, but there are these paper pull tabs at the bottom that you got to pull. Come off pretty easily. Oh, they're plasticky in this, so they're more paper in the Apple Watches and the iPhones. But let me go ahead, flip this around, unbox that. The lid comes off very easily. Designed by Apple in California. Cool. Let me go ahead and lift this off. And here are the AirPods Pro. Wow. These are so glossy and nice. I used mine without a case for the last 3 years, and they definitely show signs of wear. That gloss finish is kind of worn down. So let's see what else is inside the box. You get a USB-C to Lightning cable to charge these up, and you also get these tips. So let's go ahead and check out these tips. And they have 3 size options now: extra small, small, and large. The medium ones come on the AirPods themselves, so that's really nice. Oh yeah, before I do anything else, I just do want to show you guys the condition of my AirPods. So they're not terrible, but they've obviously aged. They're, especially the case. The case is kind of yellowed, and of course it won't show up that well on camera, but it's seen better days, let's just say that. They don't look terrible, but they're not new either, very clearly. So let's go ahead and open up these ones. And let's slide them out. So right off the bat, I see a very clear difference on the bottom. There are holes here on the bottom where there were not on the first generation one. So this is actually a speaker that will emit a sound if you lose the case. So the pods themselves could emit a sound if you lost them, but now the case also can. And on the right side, there are these little holes for a loop. If you want to put in a loop or a lanyard, you can do that. That's a new feature. On the back, pretty much the same. Let's see size-wise. So they're exactly the same size. You could probably use the same cases for these that you could for this one. The only problem would be that you'd end up covering the speakers here, so that would be the thing to look out for. So let's go ahead, open these up and look at them. I think the sensors have gotten a little bit smaller. Yeah, they have. Oh, they haven't gotten smaller. They've completely changed the design on them, so you guys can see these are the older ones. There used to be a little grill, like a speaker grill right here. I don't know if it's a grill or an intake or some kind of, it's something, but that's not here anymore. So there is a difference. Let me go ahead and pull this out. The stems seem to be just the same length as well, so that's good. Let me go ahead and pull out the other one and compare a stem. Yeah, stems are just the same. So the watch, they look otherwise quite similar except for that. Okay, so here's what happened. The first generation one have this little grill and the black strip, the sensor, all in one. But the AirPods Pro, the second generation, have split them up. The intake or whatever this is over here, and this sensor is in the middle. So let me go ahead and put this away. And the case itself is flashing, so what I'll do is I'll grab my phone and we'll try to set these up real quick and see what that setup process is like. All right, so my phone right here. Let's go ahead and open these up. They made a little sound. Cool. Connect. Okay. They do give feedback now, so there's a little ding control. Okay. Media control. Skip. I don't want it to announce calls. I don't like that. Give me a second, guys. All right. Continue. Done. All right. That's cool. The lid does have a slightly better feel to it. It does close a little bit stronger, but it does have a slightly different sound to the close. But otherwise, the quality is similar. There is still a little bit of play side to side on the lid, just like there was on the initial AirPods Pro. And otherwise, it seems to be very similar in hand. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go ahead, use these for a bit, and then come back and give you guys my initial impressions. And if they actually do sound better than the AirPods Pro, just kind of go ahead and give them a side-by-side comparison as well. So I spent the entire weekend and Monday trying out my brand new AirPods Pro, and I have to say, I'm very, very happy with this upgrade. So let me start off and talk just a little bit about, one thing that I noticed right off the bat is how much, even though the white is kind of dirty looking now, when you put it right next to the white, it has yellowed a bit, but this is 3 years without a case and just being thrown into pockets, bags, anywhere without really thinking too much about it. So I have to say, even though Apple does use this white, it somehow holds up. So that leaves me hopeful for the new ones. Now, the new ones have a couple of key new features. One of this insert so that you can add in a loop to put it onto your hand or whatever you'd like. And one of the biggest features I think they've added are the speakers. So that means that you can go ahead and actually find your AirPods. And I'm going to do that right now. So while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go into my devices and I'm going to go ahead and ring the case here for you guys so that you guys can hear what it's like. Because I do lose the case sometimes and it's very annoying to try to find it, because you're just like, where did it go? And it takes, there you go. So that is quite loud. That's probably louder than AirTags. So if you were somebody that had like AirTags put onto your older AirPods to try to find them, this is honestly a much better solution, and it's just so much easier to deal with and set up. You really don't have to do anything. The AirPods themselves, let's talk about them. Right off the bat, sound quality, very, very familiar to me. They sounded very similar to the older AirPods, but let's just say there was a little bit of improvement on every edge. I felt there was a little bit more bass. The sound stage was a little bit wider. It just felt like a more immersive experience. Now, the spatial audio, I know that Apple said it's gotten better, or I think maybe they were just alluding to it being, I don't know what if it was, if they were actually saying the hardware on this is better for it, or the software is, but I found that spatial audio worked pretty much similarly, and I actually don't use the dynamic audio for that mode, because what it does is oftentimes the gyroscopes just mess up, and they'll make the audio come only from one side, even if I'm looking straight ahead or something like that. Like if I'd leaned my head a bit too far in one way or the other, it just never really worked properly for me. So I leave that on fixed, and it's been really good. And when it's on fixed, I really haven't been able to notice much of a difference. And yes, I did set up that Face ID thing with my ear. It pretty much seems to give me the same exact effect. So when it comes to spatial audio, they are quite comparable. What I will say I definitely noticed was transparency mode. Transparency mode on this is really good in the sense that it does now eliminate a lot of the unnecessary hums and annoying buzzes that I would hear. In fact, so much so that I won't even, it's hard for me to even explain this to you guys. What ended up happening was I was actually at a store and there was music playing, and I genuinely forgot I was on transparency mode. And I was like, damn, that music is so loud today. It must just this store must be really cranking it. And the entire time I was there, I never suspected that it was transparency mode that was on and my noise cancellation was off, because when transparency mode was on the old AirPods, it felt like it. It felt like there was a little bit of a tinny microphone, that kind of speaker effect going on. But with these, they felt really way more natural. So I definitely really like that. So the new AirPods are pretty much, it's the same price, same everything, and they do offer a lot. And I love that the case makes sounds when you put the AirPods back in, and it's really just a nice overall improvement. And I think the feature that has defined it the best for me is volume control. So now you can use the stem to swipe up for volume down and swipe down for volume down. That is a feature I really wanted. I love my Powerbeats Pro just because of that feature alone, because both earphones have individual headphone control. I don't need to use one or the other for up or down. Both of them have up, down built into them, and that's what these have too. So you can swipe down on either stem and swipe up on either stem for volume up and volume down, and that is the best thing to because sometimes my left hand is free, sometimes my right hand is free. A lot of these wireless headphones, they do have this kind of touchpad or 10 sensitivity where if you hit the right one, it'll volume up, and left one, it'll volume down, but that's annoying. It's not convenient for me to know which hand will be free at that time to increase or lower the volume. So having it on both sides is absolutely essential, and I do truly love it. So overall, this is a fantastic upgrade. But the fact is that now you can get the older AirPods Pro for $180 on Amazon versus the $250 that these go for. And I actually saw them for $240 on Amazon right now, so I don't know if that deal's still up. They'll all be linked in the description if you want to check them out. And what it comes down to is, I don't know if these are $60 better, like in fact $70 if these are full priced. So if you can still find the old AirPods Pro, and you don't need two distinct features. One is the case making the audio sound, and two is having volume control on your AirPods stems. I think that it's very compelling to actually go for the older AirPods Pro. But if you're looking for the newest one and you really do want all the features set, the AirPods Pro are absolutely fantastic. The second generation is improved upon pretty much the only two qualms I had, and they finally feel so, like, I'm so happy to have these upgraded. My old ones fared really well. In fact, these have been through the washing machine and they still work. Yes, they're a little bit messed up. The case doesn't really hold too good of a charge anymore, and the left side is a little bit tweaked up because it was, of course, immersed and beaten up in water. But the fact that they still work months later and I'm able to use them and listen to music is just a testament to how great AirPods are, and I am very happy to have my upgrade. So if you're looking for the AirPods Pro, highly recommend them, both the first or second generation. You honestly can't go wrong. If you do have the budget for it, go for the Pro too. They're awesome. But if you are on a tighter budget, but you still do want truly wireless headphones, the AirPods Pro first generation are still absolutely wonderful. So hard not to recommend either of these. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you have any questions about the AirPods Pro, so the second gen or the first gen, or if you want to see any other comparisons, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, you want to see more behind the scenes of filming and just more photos of the AirPods themselves, I'll have them all on my social media. The handles are right here on the screen, and of course linked down in the description as well. You can go check them out all over there. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more iPhone and AirPods content. A lot more coming your way, guys. Techtember is still not over, so be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.